Okay, so what we're looking at today is we're looking at the fact William the Conqueror dies in 1087. So our question really is, well, what happens next? First, we're going to start with who comes next. So if we see who comes next, it's King William Rufus, then King Henry I, King Stephen, King Henry II, Richard I, King John. And all of these kings were heavily involved in a major world event, which it was the Crusades. Now, your keywords for today that I'd like you to be aware of is Christian is someone who follows the religion Christianity, a Muslim is someone who believes in Islam, a Jew is someone who believes in Judaism, the Holy Land is Jerusalem and the surrounding areas where Jesus lived and taught. The Crusades are a series of military expeditions fought by European Christians trying to win the Holy Land back from Muslim control. And Jerusalem is a city in Israel considered holy by Christians, Muslims, and Jews. So if we look here, we can see on this, you can see the map of at least 4 crusades that took place between 1095 and 1140. But there's actually far more than that. But we're going to start just thinking today about getting a general feel for what these crusades were and what was going on at this time. Now, what I want us to know for this first part is where Jerusalem, the Holy Land, is. Explain why Jerusalem is important for Christians, Jews, and Muslims. Now, if we look here, this area is Jerusalem. So let's look at that in a bit more detail so we can see it's in the Middle East. Okay, and this bit here is considered to be the Holy Land because it's where Jesus lived and taught. Now, if we look at this map, it says the most important places are in. This map shows us the whole of the Holy Land, which includes Jordan, Egypt, Lebanon. But the most important places for Christians are in Israel and Palestine. Now it says, can you spot them? I'm going to point them out. So in the middle here, we've got Jerusalem. Bethlehem, you can see, is very close to Jerusalem, in the centre of what we'd call today Israel. And then we've got right up at the top Nazareth. So for Christians, Bethlehem was the city that Jesus was born, and Nazareth was the city where he grew up in, and he started off his work. Now, the Holy Land is important to Christians because it's where he was born, lived, and died. So you can see some pictures here. So Bethlehem, where he was born, and then where he was crucified. Now, Jerusalem was important to Jews because of the Temple of Solomon. Now, this temple no longer exists, but we can see in that picture the Wailing Wall, which is the part that is left now, in standing in Jerusalem today. And the Temple of Solomon was incredibly important because it was believed to contain the original 10 Commandments. If you take global studies, you know about those, but they are important parts of the Jewish and the Christian faith about how you should lead your life. You can look more into them if you don't know about them. Now, Jerusalem was important for Muslims because the Prophet Muhammad built the Al-Aqsa Mosque there. Now, it says here, it's very precious, you shouldn't take pictures of it. Whoever's taken this picture has obviously done so. And here are some pictures of another famous mosque that's next to Al-Aqsa. It says the Dome of the Rock, which is also associated with the life of the Prophet Muhammad. Okay,